Diablo 3, Season 16 on the Nintendo Switch. There's nothing better than the rush of power you get devastating packs of enemies as a geared up badass in this game. But to get there takes some work. You gotta go from this to this. And I'm going to teach you how to do that quickly as a beginner or a casual player. So after the guide, stay tuned for more specific information about the season. So let's start from level 1 and take this Barbarian all the way up to 70 in about 6 hours, a little less. I did it over the weekend that the season opened, and while it isn't the fastest way, it is one of the quickest ways if you're a casual player. At least this is what worked for me. Newcomers to the game or players picking classes they haven't played before, you'll want to open this website by TeamBRG and find your leveling guide. I put the links below to every class, so just click on whichever one's for you, and they've created a nice little application with a default spec so you don't have to think a lot about what skills to pick and you're not picking the wrong choices. Sure, you won't learn a lot about how things work, but it will get you picking the best options so that you can move forward and continue your progression. Once you have that, let's start up the timer. The first thing you want to do is run a challenge rift. You'll start with a geared up character and you simply just have to complete the rift before the timer runs out. Beginner players might find this a little difficult if they're not super familiar with the different classes yet and how to play the game. However, this step isn't really mandatory, but the reward for completing the challenge rift is a lot of crafting materials, blood shards, and about 4 million gold, so it is worth it. I really just kind of button mash my way through it and hope for the best. Don't spend a ton of time trying it if it's taking you forever to try to do one, but it does speed things up a lot because you're able to buy more weapons and gear and train up all of your crafting stations so that you can continue to make better weapons and gear. Nintendo Switch players will note that the challenge rift rewards work a little bit like the bounty rewards. You push up on the D-pad until the reward is selected, and then you push A to open. The loot should sort of drop all around you. This took me a minute to remember and figure out, so I didn't actually get any of my challenge rewards until level 6. I took a big hit in time getting from 1 to 6 because I didn't have the ability to buy any gear to use to start. Next, you'll want to adjust your difficulty to hard, and then you'll want to play in adventure mode. You get bonus EXP this way. The normal difficulty is just a little too easy and takes too long to make solid progress. Next, grab a follower. I like the Templar for heals and tanking, and the Templar will actually level with you and has 4 skills that you can choose that are unlocked every 5 levels, all the way up to level 20. The general rule of thumb with the Templar skills is to just choose all the left skill icons. Keep it simple. You and your Templar should then jump straight into the Halls of Agony in Act 1. The trash mob density is good there, and it will get you started. As a general rule through all speed EXP runs, don't bother with high hit point enemies. The bonus experience you'll get from kill streaks on trash mobs is far more valuable than spending a ton of time on one hard monster. If you can't kill it in a few hits, don't be afraid to move on. So I run the Halls of Agony until I have trouble finding monsters, and then I restart my game to reset the level. I do this until about level 10, and then I start running rifts. You can open a rift in any major town at the Nephilim Obelisk. Now when you click it, there's a few options that appear. Just choose the first one. The portal will open and you can get in there and start devastating everything. You'll find yellow monsters, and elite packs will fill up that little purple rift progress bar faster because you get little bonuses from the orbs that they drop. Now, if you can't kill the yellow monsters and the elite packs right away, don't even worry about it. Don't spend your time dying over and over trying to do it. Just keep moving on to the trash. The progress bar will fill up regardless, and you just need to keep killing everything. Now, as soon as the bar gets to 100%, it's going to spawn the Rift Guardian. This is the biggest monster in the Rift, obviously. So you'll kill it, and then the Rift will be done. You'll go back to town, and you'll talk to the guy there. His name is Auric, and he'll hit you with some bonus experience for completing the Rift, and there'll be like a 30-second timer. As soon as that runs out, do it again. And that's the basic loop. Just keep running rifts. Now, in between rifts, you're obviously going to need to upgrade your weapons and gear. And as you're leveling, you'll want to keep referring to the TeamBRG Leveling guide to see if you need to change your skills. For this Barbarian build, the skills remained unchanged after around level 33, and I just didn't need to do it anymore. They might have different recommendations for your class, just watch for the text to change. Your gear during the run won't be that important as it will change often and quickly. Craft good weapons at the blacksmith and armor if you're having trouble finding it. As a rule, I just swapped out whatever gear gave me the most up green arrows and damage. Things will die very easily as you progress, and you will focus more on speed than anything else. Since we're not changing the difficulty and it's always on hard, it's always the hardest when you start, and then it just, towards the end, you just start wiping out everything quickly, so you'll focus a lot more on speed as you go. So find those groups of monsters, don't fight the big ones if they're taking forever, and just keep going. Past about level 40, I didn't really choose to engage any pack of monsters unless there are at least 4. Kill streak bonus is just too good to engage single targets, and it will only slow you down. So that is the core of what it takes to get to 70 quickly. In short, follow the leveling guide, craft and take only gear that improves your damage, and run rifts. You'll get there the fastest if you make smart choices about your engagements. So, let's move on to Season 16 specifically. There are only a couple things normal casual players are really going to care about in Season 16. Season 16 is the Season of Grandeur, and it started on January 18th. Typically, seasons are themed with some mechanic or tweak to the game that only lasts the duration of that particular season. The seasons will last around 3 months, so there's plenty of time to get some things done, and there's always some unique rewards. For Season 16, there are 3 main things to note. The first is the season theme. As the name of the season implies, you permanently have the legendary power of the Ring of Royal Grandeur, which reduces the required set pieces needed to get the set bonuses. But you have to have a minimum of a 3-piece set. 2-piece sets won't work. That if they did, you would just get one and you'd have the bonus from it. So they put that little bit in there for you. The second item to note is that you will get a Primal Legendary on your first solo clear of a Greater Rift 70 or higher. Now, I don't think I got a Primal last season, but I might have. There was a lot of stuff, so I'm particularly excited for this. To that end, they've also made it so that Primal Legendaries have a red beam of light and gave them a special pentagram marker on the map, so you'll never miss it if you get one. These are the rarest, most powerful items in the game, so hopefully you get one you can use. The third thing to note is that many class sets have had their stats significantly bumped in power. This means that many of the builds that were not viable for Greater Rift pushing are now back in the game, and who knows what the meta will hold over the next couple months as people experiment and figure out new things. There are many guides about this out there already. Go look. Everything else for the season rewards are cosmetic and little achievements. I'm a dad with not a lot of time, so I'm not really chasing those. I'm just chasing the builds and the items that let me push Greater Rifts and get to the end game as fast as I can. My personal goal for this particular season is to run the Immortal King's Hammer of the Ancients build on this Barbarian and clear a Greater Rift 100, as I've never done that before. So hopefully I can get there. Don't forget that the Darkening of Tristram event is happening until January 31st of 2019, and this is a throwback to classic Diablo and has a special level you can teleport to. I've linked my other videos below so you can see how it all works. So good luck, have a great Season 16, try something new and fun and awesome. Let me know in the comments below what you're going to roll up, or you can hit me up on Twitter, switchunderground. Love interacting with everybody. See you guys in the next one. Take care.